earliest on. Basic values of respect yourself, respect others. Give a damn about yourself, give a damn about others. Combined with a mother that wherever we went in the world, we might have been a little nervous to take a risk at. She was like, don't walk in there like you want to buy the place, walk in like you own it. So a sort of boosting up of what you could say is massive ego, but also you were not allowed to walk on your proverbial toes in our family. You were brought down, and if anyone in our family, if anything, I would say going back, I think mom and dad maybe could have been a little more lenient with the successes that we had, and when we did parade, when my brother did win the track meet and walk through the house like this, to allow him to do that, and you weren't allowed to do that. You were immediately humbled, no matter if you were coming right off a victory or a win or a box office hit. You weren't allowed to. At the same time, you were raised up once you were humbled. That balance. We were taught resilience, heavy duty resilience, baseline gratitude. Quit asking me for new shoes. I'm gonna introduce you to the kid with no feet. Whoa, okay. Like sobering. These were these aphorisms from my mother? Yeah, but they were pounded into us, all right? At the same time, I spent 36 years thinking I was little Mr. Texas, because my mom told me I was. Until 36 years later, I look at the trophy and it says I was runner-up. And I go, oh, mom was like overselling us to ourselves at the same time. You better be humble. So it was almost like that. Anything exterior should not give you your identity. Even though my mom's malaprop and fibbing to us going, you're little Mr. Texas. Or here, write this poem. I know you didn't write it, but it's really good, so turn that in for the 7th grade poetry contest. Okay, and I win. It's a true story. So this outlaw logic of my mom and my dad, also with work ethic, hustle, hustle, hustle. Sleep was sin in my household. Sin. I saw my dad asleep one time in my life. I got up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning and went through the kitchen and peeked, and I saw him sleeping. I woke up my brother's like, dude, Dad's still asleep. He actually died 2.5 months later. And connected that idea that, if he slept in that late, he must have not been feeling well. If it was daylight, you couldn't be inside. There's a fierce sense of independence. 30 minutes of TV a night max. Mom would always say, why are you gonna watch someone doing something when you can go out in the world and do it yourself? Turn that damn thing off, get outside. Had to be outside. Like get out in the world, go hustle, figure it out, be home at dark. That was just the understood rule.
And you can learn something from the extremes also, right? And when you look at the athletes, right? There's a certain extreme mindset that you have to take on. I don't know that you have to take it on. What I do know is that in this society, we worship that mindset that, it's can you become Michael Jordan without that mindset? And that is a really powerful, difficult question. It's like most people can't sustain the mindset that, fortunately, because it can be so destructive, but most people can't sustain that level of discipline to manifest the things that they want in their life. And there's a poisonous edge to that kind of discipline. And I've been to the edge of that kind of material world discipline in my mind. And I can tell you can have a whole lot of stuff and be miserable out there on that edge. And I found a much more comfortable and productive space in my life. And you still need that discipline.
Yes.
But it's like when you use that kind of power to achieve things, it's like there's a a brutal reckoning.
If you have a problem with me, text me, and if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
That is so good.
And I think that that is such a great piece of advice, because as a celebrity, you live on this stage, you live out there, you kind of give out a version of yourself that you want people to see, and that can be the version of yourself that they can have a problem with or they can love. And there is I feel like I'm quite authentic in my public persona, but I just try to really care about what my family thinks, what my friends think, what the people in my local community think. I live in Kingston, I know everyone that lives there. I can't walk 5 feet without bumping into one of my mum's friends. So it's something I've been working on. I try my best to not let that stuff affect me.
My dad was a kind of an underground filmmaker, auteur maverick. I grew up definitely being Bob Downey Sr.'s kid. Spent time on Long Island, which is, I think, where Tony was raised.
Yeah.
But when Stan Lee was really thinking that through, it was the Vietnam era, and he was thinking about the military-industrial complex. He was thinking about, how about if I can throw a little bit of, not politics in here, but karma. And he gets shrapnel by the own thing, and it becomes, So, and then of course there was the whole demon in the bottle. I think he was the first superhero who ever had the, almost hang up his jersey because he was hammered.
Yeah.
So, there was obviously, but again, once something goes your way, you can draw all the parallels you want, and you can call it destiny. But it was something that I definitely felt drawn to, and I definitely fought for. And looking back on it, I go, why was I fighting for that? Because it turned out to be a pretty special thing.
Many years later, I come to Hollywood, meeting with some big studio director, my friend's house, Stallone's house. That was 23 years ago. I see these little things in his house. I touched her, I kissed her, I smelled it. I believe still have my fingerprints in. They keep it. Then I thought to myself, I really want one. Finally, Sherry calls. I said, are you sure? After 56 years film industry, making more than 200 films, I break so many bones. Finally, this is mine.